Closed captioning for Inside Southeastern Football is made possible by North Oaks Health Systems for over 50 years. You are the reason we're here.
A handoff to Rasheed Harrell, breaks it. He's going to score. Nobody's going to catch Rasheed Harrell. And fires on the out route. Kepley's got it. Turns upfield. His tight rope to sideline. Touchdown. First turnover of the ball game goes to Southeastern.
Then it's straight drop. Looks at Smiley's got him this time. And touchdown, Southeastern Louisiana, 65 yards.
Hello there and welcome to episode 2 of Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond, as we come to you from Shane's Rib Shack right here at the Hammond Square as the Lions open up 2014 with a convincing victory over the Jacksonville Dolphins. As I welcome into the head football coach of your Southeastern Lions, Coach Ron Roberts. Coach, thanks for being here. A great way to start off 2014, a home game. I want to thank our crowd, our fans for coming out. It was a soggy night in Strawberry Stadium, but your team starts 1-0.
Yeah, it was a soggy night and a little weather that it slowed us down a little bit, but I want to again thank the fans and the people and the students that showed up and stayed there throughout the game. It was a good way to get started. We got to get some kinks ironed out. We got a lot of guys playing time. Real positive opener for 2014.
Coach, I think people, when they look at the score 44-3, you say, man, your offense put up a lot of points, but the thing that jumps out is how well your defense played. You held Jacksonville to nearly right at 200 yards total offense. This is a Jacksonville club that was in the top 10 nationally in total offense, so a very good job by your defense.
I thought they played very, very sound for the majority of the night. We got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We can obviously, there's a lot of room for improvement, things we can do a lot better. And our guys will work on that this week and hopefully come out and play even stronger this Saturday.
Coach Brian Bennett picks up where he left off a year ago. He throws for 311 yards, rushes for nearly 100 yards, over 400 total yards in his first game of the year. Does it with his arm and leg, and only played one series into the second half. A tremendous job by Brian as well.
Yeah, it was a nice effort by him. Again, I thought he threw the ball well, threw the deep ball well. And did a great job managing the game, making right checks in the run game, and obviously turning his legs loose and running for 83 yards on one play.
All right, well, college football is back here in 2014. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the highlights as the Lions took on Jacksonville at Strawberry Stadium right here on Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond.
Moving forward is very important for everyone here to understand the severity of this.
Now 1 Charlie 7 November, Roger, thank you.
Introducing our new grilled chicken nuggets. Hungry for more? Go to grilledlove.com.
Inside Southeastern Football with Coach Ron Roberts is supported by Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction, located in Southeastern's hometown of Hammond, Louisiana. Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction is a dealer-only auto auction locally owned by John Poteet. For more information on Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction or their upcoming charity golf tournament, please visit www.lafcaa.com or visit Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction on Facebook and Twitter.
Your eyesight is so important, and when it comes to your eye care, let the friendly staff at the Bond Roten Eye Clinic care for you. Doctors Hunter Bond and Chris Roten, along with their staff of trained doctors, are committed to providing every patient with quality care. The Bond Roten Eye Clinic has the latest medical technology and eye care to help you, the patient. With over 14 years of experience, the Bond Roten Eye Clinic has 3 locations to serve you, with offices in Denham Springs, Hammond, and Amite. So if it's a checkup, glasses, or LASIK surgery, you need to visit the Bond Roten Eye Clinic. For more information on the clinic, please visit bondroteneyeclinic.com.
Hey, I'm Shane. My granddad, Big Dad, always said, do what you love to do and do it better than anyone else. My dream was to open up my own barbecue place. Good barbecue isn't just cooking, it's about making memories. Big Dad is not with us anymore, but his principles still guide us. That's why we still make our barbecue the same way at every store.
Good people making great barbecue. Shane's Rib Shack.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond, as we come to you right here from Shane's Rib Shack at Hammond Square. The Lions took on Jacksonville in the first game of the season. Let's check out the first half highlights from Strawberry Stadium. It's a rainy night in Strawberry Stadium, but the the crowd was in full effect, Coach, and your team ready to play the game.
Oh, yeah, a great environment to start off with. You know, I really want to thank the fans and the students that stick around. It was raining, drizzling, and staying around for the weather.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. A great crowd on hand. As you can see there from that shot, is right around kickoff, the rain was really coming down, but our fans did a great job coming out, and your team was fired up, ready to get on the field and play somebody other than yourself.
We start off with the kickoff return here. Obviously, Xavier almost snaps the opening kickoff of 2014. Gets about 1 block away from getting it. Pretty good pickup across the board on a kickoff return unit. We missed 1 block and ended up being the guy who gets him down.
He's such a weapon. Your team starts with excellent field position. You see a little shake there by Rasheed Harrell getting it to the outside for a nice gain running the football. You came out wanting to be physical on your first drive.
Yeah, I think they came out and set the tone early, and our guys, the first drive was a very drive where we executed all phases of the game, kept the ball moving, moved the sticks. They made us work for it, and our guys did a great job.
The quarterback run that time with Brian, had a couple runs on this first drive. It was nice to see your team come down and get points on the first drive of the ball game.
Yeah, it was. And it was a little option game where Brian fakes the pitch and keeps it. I kind of left him open a little bit there, and then we're going to jump in with Xavier in the Wildcat, and he makes a tremendous run, breaks several tackles. Good job, good blocking up front. Off the line. Also, you can see Jawan Rogers. That was actually the big pancake block of the game. He drives his guy 8 yards into the end zone, knocks his helmet off.
Ryan Adams adds the extra point. Your defense comes out, does a nice job on the opening possession. One thing I want our fans to realize when they watch these highlights and see how dominant our defense was for the game, this was a good offense a year ago. They put up a lot of points, and your team did a very nice job defending them.
Yeah, they did, and their quarterback did a great job. I thought he really did a good job of not taking a lot of losses and things, and getting rid of the ball. He avoided several sacks, and we got some good pressure on him. But our guys did a good job of swarming to the football, running to the football, and executing.
It's a 3rd down and long situation. Nice coverage by Derek Raymond, one of the newcomers. Had a very good ball game at that cornerback position.
Yeah, he played really well. I was real excited with him. He had several pass breakups and just did a good job of locking his guy down all game long.
Here's a nice play over the top to Dylan Bozier, guy that got here a few weeks ago, transfer. Great way to welcome him to Lion Nation.
Yeah, I think hopefully we're going to see a lot of that. Brian Bennett to Dylan Bozier. He goes whatever it was, 90 yards there on that pass reception. Thought he overthrew him, but Dylan just goes and runs it down. And he's an electrifying receiver, and I think we'll see a lot more big plays from him.
Very nice pitch and catch. And another thing that kind of jumps out about that play is, again, it was raining really hard, so a nice touch pass in the rain. They come back out, and a nice job swarming to the football, and the defense gets on the scoreboard. Micah Eugene picks it up after Batiste calls the fumble.
Yeah, great strip by Jordan Batiste. Does a good job running his guy down, making a tackle, but punches the ball as he goes down. Again, I want to give credit. Coach Scott's been emphasizing that a ton all fall camp, and it really pays off there in game 1 with a touchdown for the defense.
So we're just about halfway through the first quarter. Your team's up 20-0 at this point. Defense come out, and you really just didn't give Jacksonville a chance in this ball game because you came out and jumped on them so quick.
Yeah, I think we started fast, and again, offense executed early, and our defense was all over them and made some big plays. And, it's the way you want to start a ball game out.
And then here he goes, Brian Bennett, longest run of his career here for Southeastern, 83-yard touchdown run, a tremendous play as now you're up 27-0 in the first quarter.
Yeah, nice read. Actually, it's a little bit creative on his part, and he has to kick the thing all the way out the back. That was supposed to be a front side insert for the quarterback, and he kicks it all the way out the backside and goes 83 yards.
You can really see the rain coming down there as Ryan Adams knocks in the extra point, makes it 27-0 at that point. I see you're talking to your coverage unit there. Your coverage teams were good all night long as well.
They did a really good job. We tried to set the tone there on a kickoff unit, and they did a great job. And we expect them to be one of the best units in the country at doing that.
Holland Miller with the play there. All kind of preseason accolades for Holland Miller. Had a nice ball game as well. Your corners, your whole secondary looked good as a whole.
Yeah, they did. I thought, again, the biggest part was, we got them covered down. There wasn't a lot of open guys. And we made tackles after the catch and didn't get yards after it.
Nice job your defense that time, sniffing out the screen. You're backed up at your own goal line here and going to run it off of your own end.
Yeah, nice cut there by Rasheed Harrell. did a fascinating job with things that he could do. He didn't get the ball much. He had about 5 carries in the ball game. Kind of got retired early there. But then when we look over the top here and hit Marquise Hayes for what he does well, obviously be able to stretch the defense with his speed.
I think the thing that jumps out is just weapons, all kind of different guys making big plays down the field. It's like, who do you cover when you play your team? This was a strange play in the ball game, and Brian actually gets credit with an interception there, but could have been maybe a fumble. Just kind of a strange play there.
Yeah, just wet, and the ball slips out of his hands, and it's fortunate for for Jacksonville that it falls right into the defensive end's hands.
So here's their best scoring opportunity of the night. Your team holds them to a field goal, but the Dolphins do get on the board at this point and make it a 27-3 ball game. Offense gets back going. Here's a nice pitch and catch to Jeff Smiley, another weapon on the offensive side of the football.
Nice read there. Actually, the read was, obviously the corner comes inside, cheats inside. They get a trap corner, and a nice read by Brian to flip the ball out there.
Coach, here's a nice sign. First field goal opportunity of the year for Ryan Adams. 46-yarder in the rain, knocks it true.
Yeah, great job. I really thought our kicking game all together, our punters and kickers did a great job on the night. Great time getting introduced to our Strawberry Stadium. And
Coach, you come out the gate. It's halftime, 30-3. You jump out 27-0 in the first quarter. You really kind of took Jacksonville out of the ball game right there in the first few minutes of the game.
It was a nice fast start on all 3 phases of the ball game. I thought at this time we're playing well. We have a miscue there with bad snap. The rain kind of makes the holder miss the ball on our PAT. But besides that, I thought we adjusted really well to the weather.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the second half highlights right here on Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond.
Moving forward is very important for everyone here to understand the severity of this.
1 Charlie, 7 November, Roger, thank you.
Introducing our new grilled chicken nuggets. Hungry for more? Go to grilledlove.com.
Inside Southeastern Football with Coach Ron Roberts is supported by Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction, located in Southeastern's hometown of Hammond, Louisiana. Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction is a dealer-only auto auction locally owned by John Poteet. For more information on Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction or their upcoming charity golf tournament, please visit www.lafcaa.com or visit Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction on Facebook and Twitter.
Rendy's Quick Stop, located just outside the gates of Southeastern on University Drive, has everything you need in a convenience store. If you're looking for a quick snack or a full-service cold drink fountain, hot food to go from Champ's Chicken and Fish 2, or an ice-cold beer, make sure you visit Rendy's walk-in beer cooler. Rendy's also has a huge selection of import and domestic wine. So whether you're running low on gas or whether you just want to pick up lunch or supper to go, visit Rendy's Quick Stop. Rendy's accepts Lions Lanyap for Southeastern students. Rendy's Quick Stop, a proud supporter of Southeastern football.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond, as we come to you from Shane's Rib Shack right here at Hammond Square. The Lions led Jacksonville 30-3 at halftime. Let's go back out and check out the second half highlights from Strawberry Stadium. All right, your team leading at 30-3, coming back out into the third quarter. Defense picks up right where they left off. Isaiah Corbett with a nice tackle there. He was named Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Week. Tremendous job by Isaiah.
Yeah, he gets a little pressure there, flushes him out of the pocket, and you see Drew Masita closing in and coming up and making a play on a quarterback.
Offense comes back out. This will be the last series of the game for Brian Bennett as a nice touchdown pass here to Rasheed Harrell in the passing game and a great run after the catch.
Great job finding the end zone there by Rasheed. Nice pick, nice read by Brian, nice throw, good execution across the board, offensive line.
That would end Brian's night as you'd go to Deshae Lander the rest of the way, but Brian with over 400 total yards in his first game here in 2014. PAT is good. Your team's up 37-3 at this point.
Yeah, and that was a good point, obviously, coming in and out. Deshae Lander's going to come in. I thought he did a really good job of executing the offense and getting his first snaps for us.
Defense just continued to pressure the quarterback as he could not get comfortable the whole night as your defense did a nice job swarming.
Again, I'm going to give credit. I thought the kid did a good job, of moving around the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, getting rid of the football, avoided a lot of sacks.
I think we only had one sack, and he was under pressure the entire night. So you're right, he got rid of the football pretty quickly, hung in there, and this ball that was almost intercepted by Batiste.
Yep, Jordan Batiste.
Here's a field goal opportunity by those guys. It's going to be no good as short and to the right. As here's Deshae Lander. Comes in and gets his first action of 2014, a nice pitch and catch to Xavier Oberson. And we saw Xavier's versatility in this game, what he's going to be able to do all year.
Yeah, and that's one thing. We're going to try to find different ways to be able to get the ball in his hands. And it's Darius Guy coming in, and he's going to handle this drive and does a really nice job, making some nice runs.
Another little quick slant there to Zay. As I think opposing defensive coordinators are going to be looking at this tape and saying, man, how do we guard all these weapons? How do we defend all the different things that your team can do offensively, especially with Zay in the slot? So many different, it's just such a versatile offense. And there's Darius Guy. He's going to punch it in to make it 44-3 at this point. And nice to see a lot of offensive linemen shuffled through there as well. I believe you played 10 offensive linemen in this game.
Yeah, we actually played 12. Yeah. I'm sorry, 13. There's 13 of them that played in this ball game.
That's
So we got to play a lot of people. I know we played over 30 on defense. I think we played over almost 30 on the offensive side of the ball as well. It was a good chance for a lot of guys to get playing time, get their first snaps for us.
Here's another example of their quarterback avoiding pressure and throwing the ball away. Defense continued to swarm. Really dominated these guys, held them to around 200 yards total offense. Lions win. The fireworks go off. Your team's 1-0, 44-3. Like I said, Brian Bennett, 311 yards passing. Also, nearly 100 yards rushing in the ball game.
Obviously, I appreciate the fans that stayed around for the game after the rain and all that. I think we endured a little weather conditions early, but the second half was fine weather-wise. I thought we came out of the gates pretty strong. There was a couple miscues early on. You see, we took a delay of game. We fumbled a snap there early on a PAT. A couple things that did happen. Obviously, we got to get cleaned up. But overall, in the first impression, I thought we played pretty clean. There wasn't a lot of penalties, which is nice to see.
Yeah, there were some things that we had put in the game plan early this week that we thought we were going to be able to execute, and we did. So we got some solid reps in it in practice. And we came out in the game, and they gave us what we needed to see, and we took advantage of it and made the plays. I'm happy with the win. I'm happy, we played well tonight. But, we're going to go back and watch the film. We're going to find things that, we can either fix or, fine-tune or twist up, always looking to improve. So I'm happy with the win and looking forward to continue getting better.
We got a lot of improvements to make, but as far as the whole, it was a team effort. I think we played good, though, flying around. Put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, because he can make plays with his feet and his arm outside of the pocket. So, we really focused on, putting pressure on him and stopping the run. I mean, it feels great, man. After 4 weeks of, pass rushing against Braddock and trying to get Brian Bennett, on the ground and Smoothie on the ground, just feel good to hit another opponent.
Well, Coach, you start 1-0 on the season, a dominating performance 44-3 against Jacksonville. I know you've had a chance now to sit back and watch the tape. Talk about your final thoughts of that ball game as you move on to Southern Utah this week.
It was good for opener. I thought there was a couple mistakes, a couple miscues, some jitters that went along. Guys did some things that they haven't done. But overall, as a team performance, it was a good performance, and I was very pleased. And we had some guys that really step up and make some big plays. I thought defensively, Derek Raymond, want to point out that he was our player of the week, and then for the team, and obviously on offense was Brian, and our special teams player of the week was T.J. West, who went down. He made a lot of tackles, made 3 tackles on kickoff alone. Has a couple big plays, tackles inside the 20. I thought our special teams did a really good job, and we broke in a new punter, a new field goal kicker, and a new kickoff guy. And they did a good job in the game.
Show you how well the Lions played. Isaiah Corbett gets Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Week. Didn't even get Defensive Player of the Week in his own locker room. That just shows you how many guys stood up this weekend against Jacksonville. It's now time to take a look at our Lion Profile of the Week. And this week we're going to take a look at Defensive Coordinator Karl Scott.
Karl Scott, Karl with a K, Defensive Coordinator, Houston, Texas.
Karl Scott has been at Southeastern for 3 years now. The first 2, Scott coached linebackers, and this year the reins of the whole defense was turned over to Coach Scott. And right out of the gate, Coach Karl Scott and his defense lived up to the hype, allowing only 3 points and 222 yards in their first game against Jacksonville. And Scott knows the defensive performance in that game was due to what they see in practice every day from the Lions offense.
Obviously we have expectations very high in our meeting room. We set the standard pretty high in our meeting room, so there's no secret about that. But in the same token, as much as they talk about facing the best defense, we really feel like we face the best offense every day in practice. So iron sharpens iron, and we love what we see in practice as far as competition. It only gets us better.
The tone was set early in the game when Dolphin quarterback Cade Bell found running back DeAndre Randall in the flat, and as soon as Randall caught the pass, defensive back Jordan Batiste put a hit on him, stripping the ball loose, and fellow defensive back Micah Eugene scooped and scored, putting the Lions up 20-0 midway through the first quarter. And the turnover was a product of what the team had been working on all of fall camp.
All fall camp, all we been working on was rips, strips, bats, and picks, turnovers. And as soon as he caught the ball, I seen he was holding it a little loose, and I just went after the ball.
The Lions defense under Scott forced the Dolphins into 22 third down plays, and tons of Lions saw action in the game. Scott knew going into fall camp that he had a lot of talent on his side of the ball, but like he says, that's going into fall camp. He's more concerned with the season and the postseason.
Well, I think the key word to that is preseason. So obviously that means we have the potential to have some very good players, but we'd much rather have postseason all conference players than preseason. So it's a goal, it's an expectation, it's a standard, and we're going to live up to that.
So now it's back to work to get ready for the Southern Utah Thunderbirds. And while it looks like the defense is set and ready to go, truth be told, the defense is never set. Playing time is still up for grabs every time the ball is snapped.
Oh yeah, well, no doubt about it, no secret, we got some talent. I'm not going to hide that one bit. But not only do we have talent, we have competition. So competition in the back end is only going to make practice better, because those guys know that I can't take a rep off because that guy behind me is just as good as me. He's chomping at the bit. But it's good competition. It's only making each other better and making practice better.
Coach, I know Karl Scott's a guy you absolutely love. Promoted him from linebackers coach to defensive coordinator, and this is a rising star in the coaching profession. Does a tremendous job with your defense.
Yeah, he does a great job and did a good job really of calling for his game one of his career, and he did a real good job with that, and just brings a different energy and passion to the game. Kids really respect him, listen to him. He's got a way to motivate the kids and get them to play well every time they hit the field.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Lions' opponent for this weekend as they take on the Southern Utah Thunderbirds at Strawberry Stadium in a 7 o'clock kickoff. Right here on Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond.
Moving forward is very important for everyone here to understand the severity of this.
Now 1 Charlie, 7 November, Roger, thank you.
Introducing our new grilled chicken nuggets. Hungry for more? Go to grilledlove.com.
Rendy's Quick Stop, located just outside the gates of Southeastern on University Drive, has everything you need in a convenience store. If you're looking for a quick snack or a full-service cold drink fountain, hot food to go from Champ's Chicken and Fish 2, or an ice-cold beer, make sure you visit Rendy's Walk-In Beer Cooler. Rendy's also has a huge selection of import and domestic wine. So whether you're running low on gas or whether you just want to pick up lunch or supper to go, visit Rendy's Quick Stop. Rendy's accepts Lions Lanyap for Southeastern students. Rendy's Quick Stop, a proud supporter of Southeastern football.
Inside Southeastern Football with Coach Ron Roberts is supported by Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction, located in Southeastern's hometown of Hammond, Louisiana. Louisiana's First Choice Auto Auction is a dealer-only auto auction locally owned by John Poteet. For more information on Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction or their upcoming charity golf tournament, please visit www.lafcaa.com or visit Louisiana First Choice Auto Auction on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, I'm Shane. My granddad, Big Dad, always said, do what you love to do and do it better than anyone else. My dream was to open up my own barbecue place. Good barbecue isn't just cooking, it's about making memories. Big Dad is not with us anymore, but his principles still guide us. That's why we still make our barbecue the same way at every store.
Good people making great barbecue. Shane's Rib Shack.
Welcome back to Inside Southeastern Football with head coach Ron Roberts, presented by Chick-fil-A of Hammond, as we come to you from Shane's Rib Shack here at Hammond Square. I want to thank Shane's for bringing out some delicious ribs and some peach cobbler that we're going to dive into right here at the end of the show. But Coach, first of all, we're going to look at our opponent for this weekend. Saturday night at Strawberry Stadium, Game 2, 7 o'clock kickoff. The Southern Utah Thunderbirds come to town. This is a team that played Nevada very tough in Week 1. They lost 28-19. They're an FCS playoff team from a year ago. They have a new offensive coordinator that a lot of Louisiana people will know. Gary Croton used to be the offensive coordinator at LSU. A very good football team coming in here this weekend.
Oh yeah, they are. They're very good football. Coach Lamb has done a great job over there building their program. And if you know Gary Croton, they're going to throw the ball around. Threw it over 50 times last week versus Nevada. So they're going to spread the ball around. You know, spread offense and defensively. They're going to play a lot of bend don't break. They're not going to pressure much, but they're going to play a real solid defense. They've been a great unit on defense for the last couple of years, and they're a real physical team up on defense side of the ball up front. And we're going to have our hands full.
Coach, in an era of playoffs and trying to contend for national championships, how important is it to play teams from other conferences like this? These cross-conference matchups, a team from the Big Sky coming here to Hammond.
Well, it's big because it becomes those votes come from people across the country, and this is what they got to compare you at the end of the again. It's how did you go against teams from other conferences, and so when they're ranking conference against each other and trying to figure out whether you're going to get 2-3 people in from your conference or not. It's big, and we've got to be able to represent ourselves well, represent the Southland Conference well in these cross-rival games.
Lions will kick it off at 7 o'clock against Southern Utah this Saturday night. And also, before we go, I want to introduce you to my daughter, who is now 4 months old, Miss Tinley Waddell. She's going to make her first appearance here on our show, and she'll be there this Saturday night in the number Wear White for the game against Southern Utah. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us here. We want to thank Chick-fil-A of Hammond and also Shane's Rib Shack for providing us with this food and being our host here in 2014. So for Coach Ron Roberts, I'm Alan Waddell. We'll see you next week. Closed captioning for Inside Southeastern Football is made possible by North Oaks Health Systems for over 50 years. You are the reason we're here.